The Attwater's prairie chicken suffered a huge population drop in 1993. We'll update you on the status of the bird next on the Naturalist Journal. It's early morning on the Texas Gulf Coast, and noted author and bird expert Tory Peterson has come to witness the booming of the Attwater's prairie chicken. At one time, the prairies along the Texas Gulf Coast were home to more than 1 million Attwaters. But today, the Attwater is on the verge of extinction. Their problem is they no longer have a home. The prairie on the Texas Gulf Coast is virtually gone, wiped out by farming and by urban sprawl. 50 years ago, Dr. Peterson was witness to the extinction of a creature very similar to the Attwaters.
But I remember when the heath hen, which was another race of the prairie chicken, was along the Atlantic coast. I remember when it was down to the last 2 males, and it was too late, of course, to try to breed them in captivity and all that because there's 2 males. But they had been all up and down the Atlantic coast, all through the pine barrens at one time.
Just as the Attwaters were once found all up the Texas coastal prairies. Now the birds have been reduced to 3 small communities, one near Texas City, one near Victoria, and the other near Eagle Lake.
People might say, what good are birds? But I get rather angry because they're alive. And we're so egocentric as to think that we're the only thing in the world that counts. We're only one form of life.
Come on, Dollar. Let's find a nest.
Here at the Attwater Prairie Chicken National Wildlife Refuge, Mike Morrow and his crew are flushing these fields looking for Attwater's nests. The hope is to find eggs to place in the captive breeding program.
Come on, let's go.
This is the 5th day they've been working the fields.
Pass, or do you want to hang it up?
This is the 5th day the crew will go home empty-handed.
This time last year, there was water standing everywhere. It's been that way for the last 2 or 3 years, and which has effectively knocked the production out. There were no young produced in the last 2 to 3 years. And with a 50% annual mortality, it doesn't take long for the population to crash at that rate.
Which is exactly what has happened. 1993 was an especially bad year for the Attwaters, with the population crashing from 456 all the way down to 158. For the first time, extinction seems alarmingly close.
Come on.
Yes, each one is exciting because each one is another hope for the survival of the species.
This is a baby chick born in a captive breeding program at Fossil Rim Wildlife Center. Captive breeding will also take place at Texas A&M and the Houston Zoo. Their job is not an enviable one, since success or failure may determine the future of the Attwater species.
All these other creatures have a right to live. They're just as much a part of the world as we are.
But the Attwaters may not be a part of this world much longer. Enough birds must be raised in the captive breeding program to repopulate the prairies. Otherwise, the species will become extinct in the wild before the turn of the century. The magnificent booming calls heard along the Texas Gulf Coast could fall silent forever.